Also currently your favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year, but can only miss 3 more games. To the NFL and your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, who hosted their victory parade yesterday, QB Sam Darnold made sure to thank his team and the fans for their belief in him amongst the doubt this season. Linebacker Ernest Jones IV had a different kind of message for Darnold's haters with his shirt and this message at the podium.
Shout out to these bad who play this game the right way. Hey, not only do we have the best defense in the world, we got the best team in the world. And quite frankly, if you got anything to say about my quarterback, you got anything to say about defense, you got anything to say about our O-line, and you got anything to say about the city of Seattle, I got 2 words for you. You.
If you ever wondered what a Super Bowl parade directed by Quentin Tarantino looked like, there you go. Thought he was going to go the DX route there, but we went a different direction. All right, Lewis, Hawk, Jeremy, let's dig down on this. Lewis, we'll begin with you.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold, still not getting enough credit despite the Super Bowl win?
Look, I think Sam is still trying to outrun the reputation that there's going to be some on this desk who say he deserves or that he earned going back to his days in New York in 18 and 19, and then the time that he had in Carolina under Matt Rule, and then, the kind of journey that he went on after that, going from San Francisco to Minnesota, and then finally, winding up here in Seattle and becoming a Super Bowl champion. That's a very windy road, and it's not a very linear path as far as his path to stardom. And that, I think a lot of people are still looking at that and going, hey, look, we're going to use that as fuel to continuously question this young man. But look, in this Super Bowl, in the biggest moment of his life, he put a lot of that to rest. He came out in the game early on firing this football and putting it in some very, very, unique positions as far as his accuracy. And then showing the courage that he showed in the pocket. This strike here to Rashid Shaheed. And then here, he's got Milton Williams on a free runner right down the pipe at him, and he's able to scramble, keep his wits about him, protect the football, pick up a first down, pick up 10 yards. Those are the kind of things that I remember Sam Darnold, I remember him for now. Look, I understand there were some very rough times for him early on in his career. But one of the things that we talk about all the time on this desk and on various shows is how interdependent football is as a game, and how important coaching is, how important surroundings are, how important the culture is in which you were drafted into. He is in the best culture for him now, and I think we need to judge him accordingly now and kind of stop holding him to some of the old standards that we held him to and kind of holding some of the things that he struggled with early on in his career against him.
Kind of the tale of 2 careers with what we saw at first and now what we've seen. Do you agree with Lewis?
To a point, but he's received, I think, an appropriate amount of skepticism because he earned some of that. It was about 4 or 5 years of not very good play, not only with the Jets, Carolina Panthers wasn't great. So with any NFL player, you need proof of concept. He did it 1 year in Minnesota. That wasn't enough. There's still some skepticism. Needed a second year. I look at Ernest Jones in those comments. I'm like, where's the hate? I haven't seen a lot of hate. I think the NFL community kind of protects Sam Darnold a little bit. He's a very good quarterback, and he's earned that right. But it took some time. And other than Puka Nakua's tweet kind of criticizing Darnold, I haven't seen a lot of that. I think he's sort of been paraded the last few weeks as the guy who catalyzed that Super Bowl run.
Hawk, jump in here. Your thoughts?
I'm somewhere in the middle. He was tough to watch early on, but there were circumstances. Every quarterback that has come through the New York Jets, honestly, over the last decade has been tough to watch, including Aaron Rodgers, who's one of the most talented quarterbacks in NFL history. When you look at what Sam Darnold has done over the last 2 years, to Lewis's point, there is some kind of narrative that any quarterback could have went in there and won a Super Bowl with the Seattle Seahawks. That is not the case, because any quarterback cannot go and throw for, on average, over the 2 seasons, 4,100 plus yards and 30 touchdowns between 2 different offenses and 2 different organizations. There's also a narrative that it was KOC was the reason why he did so well last year. And even this year, there is some Kubiak kind of talk of saying, oh, Kubiak got him where he needs to be. He's been in 4 different offenses in 4 years. He has developed. He is a different quarterback than he was when he came into the league. And the people who are still viewing him as the old Sam Darnold are the ones seeing ghosts.
I think part of the problem when it comes to the Darnold evaluation, not for players, not for reporters, people around it, fans, is that we've become conditioned to a certain style of quarterback play being the only play that can win. 14 of the last 25 Super Bowls have featured either Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes. That's kind of what gets drilled into our mind, that that's what it's got to look like in order to get a win. So when Darnold comes around and wins, it kind of throws us all through a loop.
Yeah, well, see, you know what? Even to some degree, even though Tom obviously came into the league and started having success right away as a regular starter, look, you know, even he was someone who there's still debate about whether or not in his early years in New England, was it how much of it was him? How much was it, you know, the fact that they had one of the stronger defenses in the league, had one of the best coaches in the league. He played with multiple Hall of Famers. And so people go, well, was it Tom or was it the system? And it wasn't really until he got to Tampa Bay that he was able to kind of get that off of his back and go and win a Super Bowl at a different place, different set of teammates, different coaching staff that we sit there and we go, man, this guy really is the damn GOAT. He really is the GOAT individually in terms of what he's able to accomplish at a different place. And then all that long sustained run of team success. That's what football is. Football is an interdependent sport. It's a team sport. And see, we have this desire to constantly want to pull people out in order to praise them or blame them. But then at the same time, you know what the reason why we love football is because it is a team sport. Because you do have parades like that where guys are up there like just putting up four-letter words all the time and kind of showing you who they really are as far as their excitement. That's why we love this game. That's how we need to really evaluate this game.
Quick final word.
The other thing I'll say is what we've seen from Sam Darnold is something that is rare in the NFL is we're watching him get better, and that's what's hard for people to wrap their mind around because they think when you get to the NFL, you're a finished product. And Sam Darnold came in at 20 years old. He hadn't had a lot of games playing. That's why you're seeing a different version now than you saw earlier in the Jets.
Very well said. Nice start, gentlemen. Let's keep it cooking. Coming up,